All right, I know it's been a while, as you can tell, kind of by the long hair. I've been growing it out for about 2 years now, but I kind of wanted to make a random slash impulsive video. My new goal is to attempt to make more videos and try to stay a little bit more active, kind of focus on more of the creation aspect rather than the consumption aspect. And yeah, I thought maybe someone out there would find my stories or insights probably a little bit useful, because I know I have. So, kind of not to waste any more of your time, topic of today that I kind of wanted to get into was partially a little bit of story time slash a little bit of introspection. I'm probably going to title this something like The Value of Losing or The Importance of Losing, something of that nature. Now, we kind of have a propensity slash bias of only looking at things being beneficial when it's a net positive. What I mean by that is our propensity slash attachment to only really liking and appreciating things that were positive for us. And what I mean by that is like only really care about winning, caring about things that you were successful in, rather than learning a lot from your losses. I'm a very firm believer that suffering and losing are one of the world's best teachers. A lot of the life lessons I've learned have been from taking fat L's to the chin. And then, yeah, they hurt at the moment. Yeah, they fucking suck. They crush your ego, your sense of self. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's a lot that could be extracted from that, and you could just apply that to your life moving forward. And a wise man learns from the mistakes of others, so that way they don't have to repeat that same mistake. So, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can learn from my mistake and move forward with it and kind of take that to your own benefit. So, I'll bring you guys back. This is senior year in high school. For those that don't really know me too much, I wouldn't consider myself too much of a crazy athlete in high school. The sports I played, I wrestled, played volleyball for a season, and I swam for a season. This one's going to focus on wrestling. Wrestling probably was the best decision of my high school career, simply because it has instilled so much discipline into my life. It's built me into the disciplined man I consider myself today. It showed me that hard work is required for a lot of things that you want to achieve in life. Sacrifice is a must when it comes to wrestling. Sacrificing in the things you eat, because you have to make weight on the next wrestling meet. Sacrificing your time, because you have to go train 2-3 hours every day, even on weekends when you don't want to, when you're tired. When you're not mentally there. Obviously in high school you're very mentally volatile, so your emotions are up and down all the time. Dealing with bitches, dealing with getting bad grades. Maybe your girlfriend's been a little bitch to you that day. I don't know. Whatever have you. Everyone's a little different. But this is going to take place in my senior year of wrestling. So senior year, right now I'm 22. So that was about 4 years ago. So I've wrestled about 4 years. I started off my freshman year of high school, which was when I was 14. And this is when I was 18. Now, already, one thing I could tell you that I learned at the end of my wrestling season, after it all ended, after I was 18, at the end of my last final wrestling season, was that if I could have turned back time, I would have invested twice as much time as I did. It feels really bad and shitty at the end of the year when you're kind of just sitting there packing everything away, packing up your leotard or your fucking wrestling onesie, how some people call it. Just packing everything away, packing all your wrestling shoes, your workout clothes, and then you sit there and contemplate how much more you could have given to it, how much more effort you could have applied, how much more resilience you could have applied, sitting there in an aura of regret and an aura of I wish I could have done more. So that's, I guess, the first lesson that if you're going to take away anything from would be that. Always give it your 100%, because the worst feeling isn't losing at the moment. The worst feeling is in the aftermath, when you sit there and realize that I could have done more, and if I did do more, I would have been a champion, or I would have achieved this dream. Whatever have you. This doesn't have to apply to sports. It can apply to any aspect in life. If only I were to apply a little bit more pressure and not get lazy and distracted, then maybe I could have been where I wanted to be. I guess would be like the first lesson you could learn from that. So this is my senior night. Those of you that probably maybe do it a little bit different, or you're outside of the state, senior night for a sport is going to be the last home match that you have, the last wrestling meet in your school. And at this point, I was doing pretty decent throughout my wrestling season that year. I wrestled at 145. A little bit more about me at that time. I was around like 5'11", 6 foot. So I was really lean. No one was ever taller than me when I wrestled them. Everyone was a little shorter and stockier. Hence just being stronger than me, which again was something that I could have fixed, or something I could have addressed while during season, would be to train more on the physical conditioning aspect, so that way I'm not the weaker one. But again, hindsight's 20/20, right? So here I am. It's my turn to wrestle. At this point, I invited all my friends, my family, my mom, my little sister, my stepdad was there, my brother, and a group of all my best friends, about 9 of them. So in total, there was like 15 people watching, and of course, everyone from school that you're buddies with. They're there to see someone else, or they just happen to stay late because they wanted to kill time, or whatever, enjoy into the sport. And then it was my turn. We were winning. We were going against the school was Valley High School, if you're in Vegas at all. They're a smaller school. They didn't have a full team, so we were going to beat them easy peasy. And that's kind of the mindset I had. It's like, I'm just going to go in and fuck this guy up, fuck this nigga up, and take my dub and then go home. Spoiler alert, that's not what happened, but, So the match started. I'm there. I lock up with this guy. And then I'm like, oh shit, this guy's fucking strong. Instantly, boom, takes me down. He hits a single leg. I'm down. He manages to get me on the floor, gets 2 for the takedown, and then cradles me. If you don't know what a cradle is, look it up, or I might have a picture of it pop up right here. Boom. Yeah, he puts me in a cradle, and then I'm struggling for my life because I'm about to get pinned, and everyone's watching me. So it's like, oh no, I don't want to lose in front of everyone. But the cradle is probably a really, really, really tough pin combination to get out of. And then he pins me within 20 seconds. So I lost my senior night match in 20 seconds. If you're not really too familiar with wrestling, that's fucking fast as fuck. That's like you got smoked. Smoked like a fucking blunt after a hard day at work. So I'm boom, 1, 2, 3. The ref taps the mat. It's over. All that hard work that I put in, didn't put in the hardest of work, but I did the bare minimum. I think would be a good way to put it. I lost. Heartbroken. The crowd goes silent, kind of like in the movies. Like everyone was cheering, like, "Oh, let's go, Yona! Fuck him up!" And then I get taken down. He cradles me. He pins me. I lose in about 20 seconds, and then it's like a dead silence across the whole gym. I'm heartbroken. Holding back tears. At that point, I didn't want to cry in front of my friends and family. So I kind of just take my L, and I go back to the locker room. And then I'm just sitting in the locker room again in silence. I'm not really one that gets like violent when I'm angry, but at this point, I'm a little bit younger, and I get really mad, and then I go into the bathroom where the dry your hands paper towel dispensers are, and it's like made out of like steel or aluminum. I just socked the fuck out of it. I dented a little bit, and then I'm just like sitting there just like mad because I just lost in 20 seconds in front of all my friends and family. And then I go to the auxiliary gym, which is just a smaller gym next to the big gym where the matches are going on, to kind of cool off and trying to like collect my thoughts. And then that's kind of like where all the emotions that I was holding back previously kind of kicked in. And then I'm just sitting there crying, in a sense of I let down everyone that I invited to watch me. I let down my brother, I let down my mom, my dad. In my mind, this is the thoughts that I was feeling. I just felt like I let everyone down, like I could have done so much better. And they slowly like found me. They like looped around, came through auxiliary gym and saw me there. And all my friends kind of like put their arm around me, and they were like, "Oh, buck up, man, like it's okay, like we all take losses," and made me feel better. But deep inside, that burn of a loss is never really gonna go away. And that moment taught me the importance of failure, the importance of not contributing 100% to your goal. Because that guy wasn't better than me. I know he wasn't. At that specific moment in time, he beat me. But I know deep down inside, if I were to be at my 100%, if I were to actually try, grind, and put in my 100% in it instead of doing the bare minimum, I could have smoked his ass. But I didn't. And that was my personal choice, and I take full authority and full autonomy over my actions. This isn't like blaming anyone, blaming myself. And that's why I felt so bad, because I'm always going to be my biggest critic, and no one knows besides me how much more I could have put in there. And that's what stung the most, was just realizing that I could have invested more. I could have just done better. And that lesson taught me the pain of losing. And ever since that, it's taught me that lesson was, if you're going to do something, do it at 100%. Don't half-ass shit. Don't go in it doing the bare minimum and expecting that you're built different. You're just going to fuck everyone up. Regardless if that's you in your job, regardless if that's with bitches, regardless of what area you want to apply this lesson to, just go into everything with 100%. Go to everything you do with 100% confidence, because confidence comes in the knowledge that you were well prepared for this. And once you know that I gave everything I had in the training leading up to this moment, that's where confidence exudes from. And then at the end of the season, when I was packing everything away, I had this epiphany. Being a little dramatic, but yeah, kind of like an epiphany of, I'm never going to let this happen. I'm never going to feel this feeling ever again. I'm never going to... If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose because it was just my turn to lose. I'm not going to lose because of something that I had full autonomy and control over. I'm never going to lose because I didn't try hard enough. If I lose, it's okay to lose. Don't take this video as like, oh, losing is bad. No, it's part of the game, ups and downs, whatever. But if I am going to lose in the future, it's going to be because I gave it my all and it just wasn't mine, and that person was better than me, not because of a lack of preparation coming into it and a lack of trying my best. If he beats me, then I know that, hey, I tried my best, and there's a solace and a bit of comfort in that knowledge that even though you tried your best, you lost. Like, that's totally okay. All you could do is just pick yourself back up, move on to the next match, move on to the next business opportunity, move on to the next girl. Wherever you want to apply this to, just pick yourself back up and have the same confidence that you had leading into that. Because you could do anything you set your mind to. Once your confidence goes, everything else goes. Just be confident that you are the man. Be confident that you could do anything you set your mind to because you are God. As simple as that. And that was the value that I extracted from that. It's, if a man doesn't suffer, is he really a man? You know what I mean? Suffering is the equivalent of fire for a sword when it's being forged. A sword can't be forged under regular condition. It has to go through fire, it has to go through hell, get pounded, straightened out. You have to get fucked up. And then at the end of the whole process, you're going to be like, wow, I'm such a shiny and sharp sword. Nothing can fuck with me right now. Because you went through that forging process. You can't skip the forging process and expect greatness. It's simply just not possible. So don't get discouraged with your losses. Because if I was a lesser man, I would have stopped competing after that. After that, I transitioned to doing jiu-jitsu. And then my next tournament, I got first place. It was a big tournament here in Las Vegas. Got first place as a blue belt. And I've applied this lesson to me competing, applied this lesson to me at work, applied this lesson with females, with women. And if you haven't experienced any big losses where you feel like you're about to kill yourself, obviously that's me being hyperbolic. Never fucking kill yourself, but just the feeling of like, damn, life would be a lot easier if I was not here right now. But you know, the old, I'm pretty sure it's a Japanese proverb, is get knocked down 7, get back up 8. So it doesn't matter how much you get knocked down, it's about how many times you can get back up and keep going. So that's pretty much the end of that. It was impromptu, no script, kind of just off the top of my head. I wanted to share my experience with you guys, and I know I've kept you guys waiting a long time for another video, but I promise I'm going to be back. I'm going to be creating more content more frequently, and if you fuck with me, if you fuck with the content, make sure to subscribe, leave a like. It helps with the algorithm and all that good shit. It helps me get out to more people that could use this video. If you saw this video, you didn't see it by accident. The algorithm put me in front of you for a reason, and hopefully you were able to extract whatever lessons I was able to kind of spill out to you. Take from this whatever you might. If it was helpful, I'm glad. If it wasn't, at least you got a little entertaining story about me getting my ass beat. Well, that's pretty much it. Like, follow, subscribe. I'll be back soon with another video. Thank you guys. Ciao. Boom.